Hello and welcome back to Kylie's Kitchen. This is where we make affordable, budget-friendly food from scratch, and I show you how to meal plan and budget to be able to make all of your food, snacks, and everything from scratch on a budget and as a busy mom. Today we are going to be making toddler snacks. I'm going to show you how to make 5 different toddler snacks featuring foods that we get on our WIC check. So this is super budget friendly, super affordable, and these are super simple, easy recipes. So stick around if you want to see what snacks we're going to be making today. Here are some of the WIC foods that I will be featuring in my video today. The fresh fruits and vegetables that we get on our WIC check, the yogurts, peanut butter, milk, juice, and some of the dry cereal that we also get. Here are some of the extra ingredients you will need for today that are not included in the WIC check. We need some gelatin, honey, or sugar, or both, and optionally some vanilla, melting chocolate, and sprinkles for extra flavor and decoration for some of the things we're going to be doing. The first snack that we're going to be making today is homemade fruit snacks. I will have each recipe at the end of the segment that I talk about the recipe, so be prepared to take a screenshot of the recipe when I get to that. I'll let you know when the clip is coming up with the recipe in it. Alright, to start with, you're going to need a half a cup of fruit juice of your choice. This is one of the ones we get with WIC. This is 100% juice, no added sugar, and this is the fruit punch one, so it is a blend of berries and fruits. We're going to measure out a half a cup, and you're going to put it into a small saucepan. Just like that. At this point, you can decide how you're going to sweeten it. You can use 2 tablespoons of honey or 2 tablespoons of regular sugar to sweeten your fruit snacks at this point. Honey is going to have a little bit of a stronger flavor, but if you're wanting to avoid sugar, then this is the route that you will go. I'm going to be using sugar today because I don't mind using a little bit of sugar. These aren't snacks that he eats every single day, and we believe in everything in moderation in our house. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar into my saucepan with the juice. Alright, at this point in the process, you're going to want to turn your stove on low heat. I have mine on 2 with my stove. You know what your stove is and heat-wise, how that's going to be, but we're wanting to dissolve that sugar into the juice at this point. That's all we're looking to do. I'm actually going to turn mine up to 3 to get that juice dissolved. We aren't wanting a boil or a simmer or anything like that. Very low heat, just enough to dissolve our sugar and then dissolve our gelatin packets when we add it in. Now we're going to be adding in 2 gelatin packets or 2 tablespoons of gelatin if you're not using packets. We're just going to whisk this in and wait for it to completely dissolve into the fruit juice. We're looking for it to dissolve. That's all we're looking for in this process. This is another completely optional thing, but if you're wanting the more vibrant color of fruit snacks, you can use some food coloring. Like I have here, these are just cheap food colorings that I bought at the store for a couple of bucks. I use them for a bunch of different sensory activities and things that we do, or things like this. But if you're wanting to avoid dyes, you can completely skip this step, or you can buy plant-based food coloring to use as well. You just won't get as vibrant colors. We will wait. If you want to add the food coloring in, wait until the end when this is dissolved and cooled a little bit and we're about to put it into the molds. That is when you would add the food coloring. You need some type of silicone molds for these. These I got at Walmart. They're meant for like doing like chocolates or ice cubes or whatever in, but they work perfectly fine for gummies. They're a little bit bigger than you might want gummies to be, but the solution for that is you can cut up the gummies once they are solid. You can also get a bunch of different fun shapes and molds off of Amazon, which I can link as well. I have some different dinosaur molds and different things. These are the ones that I'm using today. Now that everything is dissolved, the sugar, the gelatin, everything is completely dissolved, we will remove it from heat, and I'm going to add a couple of drops of food coloring into it just to give it a more vibrant color. Don't add too much because that can start to affect the flavor, but as you see, now we have a brighter color to work with. Now, the way that I put it into the molds, you can use a dropper or something like that if you have it, but these little medicine things that you get with medicine whenever you get like Tylenol, anything like that from the store, you can wash them out, soapy hot water, and then I use that. So you just fill it up and squeeze it into the mold. The silicone molds, you don't need to do anything to them. They use just as they are, and they will pop right out in the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all of these filled up. Now you're going to put these molds in the fridge for a couple hours until they get completely firm, and then we'll unmold them and you can see what they look like. Alright, it's been a little bit over an hour and a half, and our fruit snacks are completely hardened and ready to demold. So let's get into it. First, I just want to show you how easy it is to pop them out. I already popped one out and gave it to my son a little bit ago. So see, they just peel right out. Super duper easy, and this is what they look like. Super cute and tasty. I even love them. Now, if you don't like gelatin snacks, well, you're not going to like this. But if you like fruit snacks, gummies, jelly, jello, these are perfect. These are our finished fruit snacks. As you can see, they might stick together a little bit in the baggie, but that is perfectly fine. My mold's pretty big, so I usually only give him like 2 or 3 at a time. Then I always pair like snacks like these with some fruit or a muffin or something like that, just to make it more filling. But he loves these, and they're great for on the go and treats, and they replace the store-bought fruit snacks totally, and they're so delicious. The next recipe we're going to be making today is homemade Jello cups. Again, this is going to be featuring the juice that we get with our WIC check. This is 100% juice, no added sugar. We chose the fruit punch for this one, so it is a blend of things, but you can use any juice that you wish to use as long as it is 100% juice. It works best with 100% juice. If you want to juice your own juice for this, that works as well. I use these cups to put my Jello in, but any small snack size cups will work perfectly fine for individual portions, or you can put it in one big pan and cut it up and do it like that. It's Jello. Do what you want. Okay, we're going to be featuring the same pan we used to make our fruit snacks because it's very similar ingredients and we want to save on dishes over here. Okay, so this time we are going to be measuring out 1 cup of fruit juice, and we're going to put that into our saucepan. Right. We're going to again This time, around 4 tablespoons of sugar. You can also use honey if you wish to make it sugar-free, or you can use any other sugar substitute that you want. At this point, we're going to turn our saucepan on low heat. I'm turning mine to a 3 because we just want this to dissolve. We're not looking for a boil, simmer, or anything like that. We're going to stir this and get that sugar to start dissolving. Now, once our sugar is starting to get dissolved, we're going to take 1 gelatin packet or 1 tablespoon of gelatin, and we're going to add this in here. For these recipes, your gelatin needs to be plain gelatin, not like collagen or anything like that. It needs to be just regular plain gelatin. You'll usually find this in either the baking aisle or the aisle where all of your Jell-O, pudding mixes, and things like that are. So we're going to warm this over low heat, like I said, to dissolve and get that gelatin working. And we're going to stir it continuously because we don't want any clumping or anything like that to happen in our gelatin. And this is what we're looking like right now. We want it to be warmed through, so we're going to wait until it gets warm. But while you are waiting for this to get warm, you're going to get about 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup, depending on how firm you want your Jell-O, of cold water. I'm putting mine straight into the measuring cup, so I can just pour this in here and then pour it into my cups that I'm going to be storing it in. And just like with our fruit snacks, an optional step would be to choose a food coloring color to just brighten up the color and make it look nice and vibrant, just like the kind that you buy in the store. This is completely optional, and if you're trying to be dye-free, then you can skip this step entirely, or you can buy a plant-based version of food dye. You will not get as vibrant of colors, but they do work. Now that our gelatin mixture is completely warmed through, we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to add it into our cold water. And at this point, you can add a couple of drops. Don't add too much because it will change the flavor of food coloring, just to make that a more vibrant color. Again, if you want to avoid dyes, just skip that step. And there we have our homemade Jell-O mixture, and we're just going to get it poured into our cups now. I'm using these. You can use any small Rubbermaid Tupperware type of cup, or you can put it in one big dish and cut it up and divvy it out that way. Now your Jell-O cups are complete. Put them in the fridge until firm, and then they're ready to serve and eat as is. And that's all you need to do for the Jell-O cups. Super duper easy. Now we're going to move on to our snacks featuring yogurt. Okay, first snack on the list is homemade yogurt melts. Right, these are very easy. Alright, we're going to take a 1/2 cup of this yogurt, and we're going to put it in this bowl right here. There we go. Just plop it right in there. That side. Perfect. If you want to make more yogurt melts than this, then you just use more yogurt. Simple as that. But my recipe is going to be centered around 1/2 cup. Right? Now we're going to add some other fruits into here just to add some more flavor. Taking some of these blueberries. And then I'm also going to cut up this peach and use it as well. All I'm doing with this fruit is mashing it up. This was a lot easier to do with raspberries and things like that than it is with this peach. Another thing you can do is you can just stick it all in a blender and do it that way, which is faster and easier, but then you have a dirty blender. So You can do it however you want. I'm choosing to do it this way. And just mashing it up. Doesn't take too long. You can see. I used about a handful of blueberries and half of that peach because I only have half a cup of yogurt. I'm going to take a baking sheet and put some paper, parchment paper, something like that, down on it, just like that. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can make the little melts. The easiest way, the lowest effort way, is to just take a dab and dollop it on. Okay? Another way is you can add it into a Ziploc baggie, like it was kind of like a piping bag, but this is a low budget. And cut the corner. And squeeze it out. Now we're going to pop these in the freezer until they are completely solid. Then we will take them off of the paper and portion them out. It's been just a little over an hour, and these are what our yogurt melts are looking like. They're completely frozen and they pop right off the tray. So we're going to pop these off and put them in a baggie. Just like with the fruit snacks, you can package these up into individual little snack bags to, do that way. But I always keep them just all in one baggie in the freezer. These don't really go like on the go very well because they will melt, but they're great for at-home easy things. Just grab out of the bag and give to him, and he loves them, and they just kind of melt as he sucks on them. And I also make sweetener-free ones for my dog as well, and he loves them. Right, the next recipe that we're going to be making featuring yogurt is going to be smoothie popsicles. Okay, I have these little popsicle molds, and we're going to be putting them to use today. For this one, we are definitely going to be using a blender. Okay, so we're going to do, where's my spoon? I'm going to do about half a cup to 3/4 cup of yogurt. I'm going to do 1 whole banana. Just like that. We're going to do the rest of this peach. We are going to take the pit out and peel it. So we don't want any of that in our smoothie. Again, this is a completely customizable recipe. You can use whatever fruit you have on hand. I'm going to throw a few blueberries in there as well. We're going to add in a few frozen strawberries. We are already using strawberry yogurt, but we really like strawberries, so we're going to add in a few of those as well. And we're going to add a little bit of milk, not too much because we don't want it too thin, and a dash of vanilla. This is optional, you can leave it out if you don't have it. Just enhances the flavor a little bit, makes it taste better. Okay, and now we're going to blend this all together. Once you have the mixture blended, we're going to get it put into our popsicle molds. Alright, that made exactly 5 popsicles, filled all 5 of my molds, which is how many popsicle molds I have. So that was perfect. Now we're going to put these in the freezer until they are, completely frozen, and then we'll take them out and have them for a nice summer treat / snack. Alright, the very last snack that we're going to be making today is going to feature the dry cereal that we get with our WIC. I have made this with different kinds of dry cereal. Today I'm going to be using corn checks. I also have cinnamon checks, but this is almost gone, and I saved this so that he can just eat this as is because he likes to snack on this. Featuring the peanut butter we get with our WIC in this particular recipe. Alright, first things first, I like to do this in a measuring cup like this. You can also just do it in a microwave safe bowl. But I'm going to measure out half a cup of peanut butter. This is a quarter cup, so I'm just going to fill this twice. I used my half a cup with the yogurt and I didn't want to wash it. Alright, in the same container and cup, we're going to measure out a quarter cup of honey. If you like it sweeter, you can use more honey, but I found that a quarter cup to a third cup is plenty. You're just going to give those a light mix, and then we're going to melt these together into the microwave for about 30 to 45 seconds. I do it in 15-second intervals though, but it usually ends up taking about 30 to 45 seconds to get the consistency that I want. While your peanut butter mixture is melting, you're going to measure out 3 cups of your dry cereal. Like that. I microwaved our peanut butter mixture for a total of 30 seconds today, and this is the perfect consistency. Now you're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla into the peanut butter honey mixture for flavor. This is optional. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. It just helps enhance the flavor. Okay, a little bit of vanilla doesn't hurt anyone. And the imitation vanilla, if you can't afford real vanilla, is very affordable, and you can get just good flavor with that, in my opinion. For most things. There are some things I would still use real vanilla for, but it's got real expensive here lately, so for this type of stuff, we use imitation. Alright, now we're going to take our peanut butter honey mixture and we're going to pour it over the cereal, getting all of that peanut buttery goodness. Scraped out. Perfect. Don't want to waste anything. Alright. Now we're just going to stir this and get all of that cereal nice and coated. 8x8 or 8x9 dish and line it with lots of parchment paper. This just makes it easier to remove. If you don't have lots of parchment paper, you don't have to do this. This just makes it a lot easier at the end. Now, we're going to place this in the fridge until for about 2 hours. We're back with our cereal bars to get them cut up and portioned out, okay? It's been several hours. It's after dinner time now. They're mostly hardened up. If you want them harder than this, you have to put them in the freezer, but they're hard enough that they're going to stick together for us. So let's take them out and get them cut up. Alright, that is 5 of my super simple, easy toddler summer snack recipes, okay? Today we made homemade Jello cups, which I'll just show you. These are hardened up, as you can see. Perfect Jello consistency. We made our smoothie popsicles, which I think these might be frozen through, but probably not quite yet. I would want them to sit overnight just to be certain. Our yogurt melts, which are perfect. Our fruit snacks. And our cereal bars. Peanut butter cereal bars. So, those are 5 of my recipes. And if you want more like this, go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow along so that you can get all of my recipes and meal ideas.